Who do still have at the box?
It's me.
Sounds like Connor.
Mike, fix that shit after. Get over here.
Is that Sergeant Riley?
Alright, there we go. Can you guys all hear me?
Please don't forget to push blue.
Whoa.
Who said negative? Jesus, alright.
That was me, LT. I was just joking. Carry on.
You guys all good with even numbers and shit?
Uh,
And you don't have any fucking odd numbered teams, except
Yeah.
maybe 1-4?
Yeah, we're always odd though.
1-3's even.
Alright, welcome to this excellent fucking platoon training. So we're gonna work on a couple things today. The first off is we're gonna do a little bit of work on our break contact maneuvers, because the FTX, not yesterday, but the one before that, we did a raid, and we were a little bit sluggish on the fucking breaking contact. So we're gonna start this with doing a break contact drill, but first we're gonna talk about it a little bit. So first of all, somebody tell me what breaking contact actually is. What is the purpose? Nobody knows.
LT?
Sergeant Franklin, send it.
To disengage active contacts and make a tactical withdrawal in any given direction.
Exactly. So we're engaged with the enemy. We want to end up not being engaged with the enemy. We want to remove ourselves from the fight. And guys, when I'm asking you guys these questions, I'm not looking for some specific word salad from a fucking manual. Just answer in your own words if you know the answer. That's all I'm looking for here. So there's roughly three things, probably more, but three main things that we need to achieve in order to successfully break contact. And those are, we have to break the line of sight from the enemy. We have to break the line of fire, or the enemy's line of fire on us. And those are most of the time, but not always, the same thing. And then the third thing is we have to break the enemy's ability to put IDF on us. So if you think about a situation where we're breaking contact and we've broken line of sight, we've broken line of fire, the enemy still has a pretty good idea of where we're going because they see our direction of movement. They know roughly how fast we're going, right? Because we're just fucking running, unless we're in vehicles. So if we disappear behind a hill or a ridge line, they still have a pretty good idea of where we're gonna be. And they're gonna either come after us, or they're gonna send a force to try to cut us off, or they're gonna put IDF on us. And for that reason, to actually finally break contact with the enemy, we need to break their ability to put IDF on us, which means after we've broken line of sight and broken line of fire, we need to move a good 200, 300 meters away from that fucking position, in whatever direction that makes sense to us and for our mission purposes, to actually have successfully broken contact so that they can't track us anymore. Does it make sense to everybody?
what?
All right. So now that we know what breaking contact is and what we actually need to do to break contact, how do we actually break contact then in practical terms? Like, what are we actually doing?
LT.
And it.
We are making sure we have a cover element. The cover element will cover, obviously, as the element in front bounds past them. That element then sets, and you repeat the process. Scale that up for however many groups you have involved.
Right.
Pop
so
smoke if you need it.
Yeah, sorry for cutting you off there. But yeah, that's correct. So the only answer I was really looking for there is fucking we break contact by fire and maneuver. Bounding and tailing is that simple. It's the same exact techniques as any other fire maneuver that we conduct. The only difference is that instead of maneuvering towards the enemy to assault and using smoke to conceal our advance, we are maneuvering away from the enemy to break contact, and we're using smoke to conceal the maneuver. That's literally the only difference, is the direction we're going in relation to the enemy. However, the most important things, and here's where this training, because I'm pretty sure you guys all knew what we just went over, but the most important things and what we struggled with our break contact maneuver last time out during the raid is the actual speed of the execution. So there are two very important things, or the most important things that we need in order to actually perform properly when we're breaking contact. And the first is knowledge of the order of maneuver. So basically, if we take that raid example, We went in there. We were clearing through that town. We knew it was a raid, so we knew we were going to break contact once the raid objective had been completed. So once we find the objective of whatever it is we're doing, where it's we want to destroy a comms tower or a motor pool or whatever, and Blacksmith starts setting their demo. At that point, usually what we do is we send down an order or the word to for the platoon to prepare to break contact. And that order needs to go down from the squad leaders to the team leaders and all the way down the last rifleman in your fire team. And it's super important so that you guys can posture yourself into a position so that you're actually ready to break contact when the actual order comes. So basically what it means in practical terms is you need to stop pushing forward in whatever terrain we are, whether it's a town or the woodline or whatever. You need to stop pushing forward, minimize your exposure to the enemy so that you minimize the risk or your risk of taking casualties, and then you need to basically stage for the actual break contact. And while that's going on, the squad leaders should be looking at their position relative to each other and the overall position of all the squads relative to the enemy, and figuring out who is going to be maneuvering first and who is going to be covering first. All that shit should be figured out before the actual break contact maneuver order is giving on PlatoonNet, so that when that order finally comes, you guys are fucking ready to go and you just fucking execute. And the second most important thing is, or the other most important thing is the actual speed of execution, and this mostly comes from that first point of knowledge of the order of the maneuver and the actual plan of maneuver. So that you guys are ready to go when that fucking order comes. And when that order comes, the element who is first to maneuver needs to fucking go right away. I don't care if you have a squad in front of you. If you have a decent distance between you and the squad, you can pop smoke at your position and you can fucking run. You need to trust your covering element to do what they need to do to cover your bound. That first bound. Also, if you're wounded, you need to if your legs work and you can move at a decent speed, you need to fucking move, and you can fix yourself at your next position. Are you guys tracking on that?
What?
Alright, so too many times what happens is we're fucking when the break contact order comes down the pipe, we're just fucking dilly-dallying there, engaging enemies at 150 meters out instead of moving, and every second we spend in that firefight, the risk increases for us to incur casualties. And that's the most crucial moment, is when it's your fucking turn to move, and then you take a casualty, and now you're fucking stuck there trying to treat or trying to drag them out or whatever, and then we're stuck in that place with a possibly overwhelming QRF coming our way. So when that order comes, you guys need to fucking execute. You guys clear on that?
What?
All right. So if you guys reference your maps, I'm going to draw out a couple examples here of situations where we might be breaking contact. We'll be, if you guys zoom out all the way, we'll be in the fucking northeast corner. You guys seeing my little thing here?
What?
Affirm.
All right, so this first situation is really easy. So the platoon is online. We have the rifle squads here. 1-4 sections are either in between here or they're with one of these squads doing what they do. We have a forest on our north side. This is not to scale. And we'll say the enemy is here, and the break contact order comes. So one thing I didn't mention is before, so we have kind of two types of breaking contact. So we talked about the raid, in which case we know we're going to be breaking contact. And then the other type is when we have to just break contact as a reaction to an enemy action, or we decide that we don't want to be there anymore and we need to break contact. So that's the other situation where we would break contact. And in that situation, we talked about the knowledge of the scheme of maneuver or whatever. It's not really possible in this situation because you have to figure it out on the fly. So this is the one. This is the instance where that needs to happen really quickly. But we'll have this. We have this situation here. So we have the platoon online. We have the forest. We have the enemy down here to our south. And in this instance, when we break contact, does it really matter in what order we bound, because we want to bound north here. It's pretty clear to everybody, right? We want to bound north and put that forest in between us and the enemy, right?
What?
So does the order of maneuver matter in this instance?
Yes, LT, because you're going to want to maximize your covering element. Their field of fire.
Right. But all things being equal between the squads here, we'll say that fucking weapon sections are with 1-1 and 1-3 here. How would we bound up to the forest here in this situation?
LT, I'd keep 1-1 and 1-3 where they are. Move 1-2 north. Have them set. Have 1-1 and 1-3 move back together. Repeat.
All right. Yeah, that would probably work. In all fairness, it doesn't really matter. The weapon sections tend to be where they need to be. Like you could do this. It doesn't really. What you're looking for when you're trying to decide how you maneuver up and bound up is when you do the bound, you want to end up in a position where you're not being masked by your friendly enemies. Your friendly fucking enemies. Jesus, your friendly elements from the enemy. So if if the enemy is here, for example, and 1-2 is the first to bound, they can't cover 1-1 because 1-1 is in the way, right? That makes sense to you guys?
What?
So that's the kind of shit that you guys need to keep in mind. That's what I meant when I talked about, like, look at your positions relative to each other and then also your positions relative to the enemy. So in this instance, it doesn't really, like, if 1-1 moves, depending on how wide this enemy element is, you know, they might still be able to put fire on. But 1-3 is here, so, you know, 1-2 can move, or 1-3 can move and 1-2 can move last or whatever. It just depends on that kind of shit. All right. So that's kind of the easiest situation, but let's switch it up a little bit. Same situation, but we have a, oh, sorry. I didn't draw this in a different fucking, we have a fucking hill here. Again, it's not to scale. It's a fucking ridge line, whatever. That's amazing. So in this instance, how would we break contact?
Lieutenant?
Yes, and it.
By peeling elements from the furthest most position back behind the covering elements behind the hill.
Roger. So who moves first? Who moves first?
1-3 would start to peel behind the ridgeline.
Roger. 1-3 peels, or exact. Depending on the distance, they would, you know, we would do fucking this, and then this, and then this, and so on and so forth, right?
If so.
All right. So that's also correct. So these are pretty easy fucking situations, but let's switch it up here now. So the squads are still online, but now I don't know how to fucking draw a town, but let's say this is a fucking town. It goes something like this. Okay, those are blocks of buildings. Right. So we're roughly like this. Enemies still coming from the south. How would we break contact? Does anybody want to take a guess?
Would you bound from street to street?
Right. Well, I'm looking for in terms of, like, would we bound by squads, by fire teams? What would we be doing?
Assuming that there's buildings in between the roads here, it would be individual fire teams, right?
Exactly. So yes. So you want to assume there's buildings in between all these roads. So the one other thing, or not one other thing, but one of the biggest factors you also need to take into consideration is your ability to mutually support. So if we have the platoon in a town roughly in line like this, there's buildings all around us, you cannot see the other squad. If you cannot see the other squad, can you support them?
No LT.
Exactly. If you don't have a line of sight, you don't have a line of fire on the enemy that they're engaged with directly, you cannot support them. So in this instance, when the break contact order comes down, you guys need to be ready to break contact all squads simultaneously, and you bound by whatever element makes sense to you. So it, either by fire teams, could be even fucking by body teams within the fire teams. So you would be, all squads would be moving up at the same time. So it's pretty simple stuff. So terrain and your ability to mutually support decides how you maneuver, like by what elements you actually maneuver. So here's a question for you guys: if you guys are bonding by squads, let's say the situation allows for that, you're bonding by squads. Should you still bound by fire teams, or is that still a feasible tactic that you guys should or could use? If you are the element maneuvering at that instant and the other squads are covering you, are you still bonding by fire teams?
Negative LT.
Why not?
It's going to slow your movement and keep you from getting to your SBF in time or efficiently.
Roger. Are there reasons why you would want to bond by fire teams in that situation?
Absolutely, LT with with our stamina being what it is, it could actually lead to moving quicker.
Right. So whether or not, I'm not going to dictate to you whether or not you need to do this, but it's up to you guys as squad leaders and team leaders to figure out if that's necessary for you to do. So there are times when the element who's maneuvering is at an angle where the covering element may not see all of the angles that they're exposed to. Like if you're the squad and you're like 200 meters away, 150 meters away, you're covering, let's say 1-1 is down there at the bottom of a hill or whatever, you might have some structures between you. You see most of the enemy elements, but there are areas that 1-1 is exposed to that you cannot cover. So in those instances, it's often very much advisable that you guys, that 1-1 would in that instance bound by whatever element makes sense to them. So probably fire teams in that instance, especially for the first few bounds. It depends on the distance to the enemy as well, like if you're taking accurate fire or not, and what your smoke capabilities are like, all that kind of shit. But just keep in mind that the option is there. Just because you're bonding by squads, it doesn't mean that you don't need to also, in some instances, bond by fire teams as well. This is the same thing as if we're assaulting and you have a supporting element up on a hill, and the assault element is moving up the flank and they're in a tree line. The supporting element might not be able to cover everything on the far side of the whatever tree line or whatever, and then as the assault element moves up, there might be a checkpoint on an intersection or whatever. That assault element, it's often a good idea for them to do their local fire maneuver at their level within their squad, so that they can move up safely. Does that make sense to you guys?
Whoop.
Oh,
All right, so that's all she wrote for this fucking sand table for this fucking break contact. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna do one break contact sort of. We might do it again if we really have to, but I'm counting on you guys being fucking excellent. All right, so behind me is a poll. So each squad will go to their designated location. So there's a location marked for each squad. You guys will be in an open field at different positions as far as squads. There's going to be a tree line to your northwest. That's the direction of the enemy. So when you get to the other side, get on line, face that tree line, and then stand by. I will be on platoon net. I will give you a prepare to break contact order. We'll send enemies at you, so fucking lock and low when you get out there. And then once the firefight starts, you're going to wait for my break contact order, you're going to wait for me saying Havoc 1, prepare to break contact. I will give you a direction. And then as soon as you have that, you pass it down all the way down to your fire team level, and then squad leaders start coordinating your shit, your scheme of maneuver. And then I will give you a break contact order, and then you guys will execute. You guys clear? All right. Proceed through at your discretion, lock and load, and squad leaders, let me know on platoon net when you guys are ready.
Roger.
Lock and load.
Whoop.
Copy.
Copy.
Alright, go and push through.
Bravo, let me know when you're ready.
Push through.
Alright, Bravo, let me know when you're ready.
Cruiser's ready.
Right at there, guys.
Alright, go ahead.
Blame sir.
Orient
Right
northwest.
Orient northeast.
Northeast, copy.
Move down here in the left end of the line.
Holding your teams down that way.
Alright, 1-2 is out to our east, or correction, west. 1-4 is actually southeast of us. And 1-1 is southwest of us.
Copy.
Alright, get online, get ready. This is 1-3 all stations, we're set over. Alright, I say again, 1-2 to our west, 1-1 to our southwest, 1-4 to our southeast.
1-2's to our west, 1-1's to our southwest, 1-4's to our east.
1-4 is southeast.
Southeast, 1-4.
Yep, dragon.
Back in 1-4. Crossing the hill to our field to our east.
Yeah, I see him. 1-4 is moving back to the north. They're on our east side.
Yeah, they're getting online with us.
Do we want to start digging in here, or?
Nope. Don't dig in. We're simulating that this is a natural thing. We weren't prepared for this. Plus we got
I think your question was answered.
That is correct.
Who asks to get their e-tool out and start digging in
I never just start playing around in the dirt.
Yeah, Williams, keep eyes behind us.
Hey, fun.
Yeah, Charlie. Yeah, you're gonna be with Bravo.
We're gonna have a section of 1-4 between us and 1-2.
Look at that cool kid with the Mars.
I got a buddy team watching behind us in case Littleberry's a tricky bastard.
We're gonna have a section of 1-4 between us.
You're in definitely, Mike.
Can you
They
hear
can
him?
hear one. Yeah, he's
Okay.
literally like 5 feet to our right.
Oh, there he is.
Whoever's watching rear, keep doing that, but as soon as, if shit kicks off in the other direction, you can forget that shit.
Copy that.
Grass is so freaking tall, man. Someone needs to come out here with a mower.
You volunteering, Connor?
No.
No.
That's why. Send you out here with a pair of scissors.
I got wire cutters if you want to start.
We'll get the recruits out here with us a pair of scissors.
Yeah, right.
Oh no, they'll get the mower.
Oh, wow.
One four. This is 1-3. Do you have a section to our east over? Hang on, out.
Sandwich in between weapons gives me the warm and fuzzies.
Good security, Alpha.
Movement bearing 320, 300 meters, moving northeast to southwest.
Contact northwest.
This is 1-3. We have movement 320, 300 meters.
Contact northwest 305.
Getting online.
I'm just gonna start shooting some bullets and shit.
So I've got that northwest.
This is 1-3.
good copy.
Copy.
Digging in. Hold on, I'm gonna have a trench over this side in about 10 Sierra if you need it. Trench up, Holden. Digging a trench in front of you here, Ryder. Ryder, trench up. Mags. Tactical incoming north. Changing mags. Gee, that's
east is leaving, and he wants to carry out that way.
Holden, you and I got to hold north and northeast. That 1-4 section there just pulled out.
14613, which section is it?
Spread our line west.
technical northwest west.
I lost eyes on that technical.
Yeah, it's indefinitely. Changing mags.
Peel west.
Seems to be a little bit of confusion as to who's doing what here.
Bravo's peeling behind us. They're not stepping out. They're just going to get
Copy. Changing mags.
peeling east. Mike, let's go.
1-3 is peeling behind us now.
Copy. Is the plan for us to peel behind them?
Eventually, yes.
Copy, just give me the word. Healing.
Team.
Moving.
Moving.
Low carries, boys.
1-3 copies right.
Changing mags.
1-3.
Yes, this is our new position. Get on 1-3's right.
Copy that.
Can you pick up belt for me?
In my bag, in my bag. And I'm gonna have a trench here for you in a sec. Trench is all yours. A trench going up in front of you, Holden. All yours.
Moving south, moving south.
Okay, shit. Moving.
Spacing, spread out.
Not open field here.
Spread out a bit. I don't want to move too far left because that'll get us out of the smoke cover. We're getting into the draw right in front of us. Slide right.
Sliding to the right.
Alright, gets out here. Never mind, keep going.
Keeping going. I'll be able to cover from inside this forest. Go past it.
Get positions in this forest.
Copy.
Let's get on 1-3's left.
1-3's left. Copy.
Negative, don't move there. We're steer back. We're gonna have to move up. They put another line.
Just come back to us.
Push west. They've got eyes from Alpha's got eyes.
BTR 340.
40 and no distance.
Shit.
We're gonna have to get down in the trench west of
Yeah, be on me.
Alpha here.
Delta, let me know if you got it. Here, rocket. West, try to get eyes low.
Short. That's too short.
Charlie 523, moving right. Hold. That BTR. 564.
Correct hit on a BTR now.
Hit on the BTR. This is Bravo, we're coming back. Get up.
Animals.
There's already a song.
We can hold this position if you
Shifo right. 0. Oh god, shoot right at you. Close though, we're just being scared of the rocks. Keep it up, guys.
Moving.
Southwest.
We're getting across this field to the next tree line.
Copy.
We're gonna take a break in the rocks. Spread out to the right side of rocks.
I'm gonna get 1-4 to link up with us, and then we'll move from these rocks. We're gonna stop halfway through this field, take cover in these rocks, bro. We're gonna move to us over.
Come on, Ryder.
Wait for my friend.
Alright, you take this pause, Ryder. I'll take right.
Watch your fire northwest. 1-2's out there.
I'm not sure if they're out there.
1-4, this is 1-3, we're set, you guys over. Okay, 1-4's bounding back to us.
Copy. Eyes on.
It's coming to us.
When they get here, they're gonna relieve us.
1-3, Mike Green.
Alpha, you're gonna move first. We'll give them our rocks here.
You guys hear 1-3?
Hey, phone. I need to move faster than that. Guess I need to start popping some fresh smoke out to their north. Squad size right behind them north.
500 meters is contact. 1-2 is in the way, so watch your fire that way. Alright, Alpha Bravo. I'm gonna give 1 for the squad. Here, start moving, go. Alpha Bravo, move now.
Moving it.
They're getting stuff.
Wish we had a little bit more smoke cover, but we're alive for now. The rock's up here on the northwest. 10 meters.
Take him.
We're moving a little more northwest. There's some good
Right with me. Right, I'm gonna try and put a trench up here in between the trees. Trench is coming up now. Moving south, copy. RPG. That sounded like it was close.
Shift west.
Shifting west.
Don't cross in front of friendlies. There should be some out to our west, southwest.
What? Shift west, but don't cross in front of people we can't see.
Friendlies to our left, run left.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we just saw him. We're gonna keep going back until we're on line with the rest of the platoon. One three, the hills you go.
Wait one.
Copy, holding.
Okay, southeast.
Southeast, copy. Friendly's perched up on a hill to our south.
Yeah, that's where we're headed.
Copy.
Three is 1-4. One is bound by teams now.
I hear 1-3.
Okay, 1-4 is getting behind us. We're gonna be setting up.
Yeah, Roger. We're gonna get Roger. Are they to our east or west?
Enemies are crossing that field that we crossed.
Roger, I'll move south.
The tree line.
Copy.
EndEx.
EndEx.
Condition 4.
Copy.
Whoa. EndEx. Move back to the tree line looking from the north.
Like a index before you index, maybe?
Move back to the tree line.
PauseEx, but nonetheless, move north.
You do not want us condition scoring, correct?
Put it on safe. I just like having it on my back. I don't like holding things.
Just safety for now.
You're the weapons team and you don't like holding things.
No. That's why I usually have my binos out. Everything else hurts my hands.
Delicate hands.
Reference the green smoke.
Go northwest, there's green smoke that way.
Green smoke northwest.
Oh, that's fucking far.
Right.
No, it's inconvenient.
It is.
Do they know that we have all the weight?
I don't think they care.
Didn't we have like a
Well.
50 waypoint?
Yeah, I'm a fatty Mike.
Hey, come on, stop and rest before we get there.
Yeah. BMI testing is in a week.
I failed.
That's fat shaming, Connor.
Once you get there, take the time to repack your knives and all that.
Repack, patch, do anything you need to do when we get there.
We're all about body positivity in the US Army.
I'm gonna breathe when I get there.
Yeah.
Mike, can you give everyone a once over for bruises and stuff?
Hey, thanks, Mike.
I guess.
Williams is good.
Oh god, my asthma.
Can you guys hear me?
What?
So how did you guys think you did?
That's Sheffield that keeps saying hoorah.
Or how did it feel to you, is the question I wanted to ask, actually.
Lieutenant, it felt very textbook, but also a bit slow, in my opinion. So.
Okay. Roger. Anybody else?
Agreed, LT. Could have been a little faster. I think overall, but I don't think anybody specifically, just overall.
Roger. So I'd agree with that. The initial, so I don't know if I was unclear or whatever, but when I pass down the prepare to break contact order, that means you guys start talking to each other, squad leaders. You guys need to figure out, okay, the enemy's here, who should move first? Like, okay, 1-2, you're gonna bound up first. 1-3 and 1-4 recover, and so on and so forth. Like that needed to start happening right away. I kind of need to remind you of it, and then you start doing it. Let's keep that in mind. The initial maneuvers, the issue that I noticed was really that you guys were initially a little bit sluggish on your maneuvering and set calls. So when you guys were when the maneuvering calls tended to come out, but then it took a while for you guys to be like, hey, this is whatever squad, we are set, go ahead and maneuver. So those things need to come fucking rapid. Like as soon as your squad is about set, go ahead and send that set call, because these maneuvers need to be initiated like really fast. That's kind of the point here. I saw some really good things. I saw the initial. So if you guys reference your maps, I have this field here. I'm circling. This is our field, I think. So the initial thing that I saw was 1-2 bond. They made their bound back to this tree line, which was great. And then the next maneuver was one was already back here. They were online. Then I kind of missed 1-4's initial. I think 1-4 had a element maneuver back here somewhere. And then what I saw was 1-3. Let me get to the right fucking. There we go. So 1-3 peeled like this here and then back here. So that was great. So 1-2 was here at that point, and then 1-4 was I think here somewhere. 1-4, did you have both your sections together at this point, or where were you?
At that point, yes.
Roger. So the next bound I think was 1-1 back to the tree line. Am I correct?
Affirm.
Roger. And then 1-2 and 1-3 and 1-4 sort of start their maneuvers together, and this is sort of where you guys started to get into your stride as far as the comms. Those set calls started coming in much more rapidly, and I was happy to hear that. So 1-2 started, or they were about to start their next maneuver. There was an enemy force coming down this tree line, and then like so. And so 1-2 called that up. That was great. And what I really loved seeing was 1-1's fucking switch. So you guys shifted. You guys recognized that you couldn't cover 1-2 because you had, well, this tree line or clump of trees was in the way, but also 1-2 was in those clump of trees, so you can't fire through it. And then you guys fucking shifted. That was an excellent fucking call for you guys to be able to put fire out into this field. And then 1-2 was able to make their bound first here, and then they ended up into this tree line. The enemy got pretty close. Some here. Sergeant Riley was the last one out. Sergeant Riley, are you black on smoke?
Not quite, but definitely red.
Roger. As close as you were to those enemies in that situation, really wanted to see you fucking pop smoke before you turned your back on them and left that clump of trees. So keep that in mind for the future. And then you guys asked how far I wanted you guys to go. Remember, it's a break contact maneuver, so you maneuver until you break contact, right? So that means the enemy is not putting fire on you anymore. They'll continue fucking sending pot shots like forever, basically. But if they're not accurate and they're just going wherever, then you guys can consider yourselves having broken contact. But really, all in all, it was very good, apart from the initial sort of comms thing that I mentioned. 1-4 and 1-3 ended up down here. But yeah, so good job. So that concludes our fucking break contact exercise, and we'll move on to the meat and potatoes of this actual platoon training. But before we do, Sergeant Carruthers, can we get a second box here so we don't have to have everybody in the same one? Right. 1-1 and 1-2. Go ahead and fucking resupply from that box, and then 1-4 and 1-3 when the second box gets here. Go ahead and resupply, and then we'll brief for the
Piglets
next
to a
portion of
sow.
the stream.
Alpha, give me 400 rounds in your backpack.
So what?
Give me 400 rounds in your backpack.
On three behind you to the east.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then you can go and
The other
resupply.
boxes here.
Goes. There's some weird shits happening here.
1-3, go ahead, resupply at the box here.
Go ahead.
Yep.
Give me
Was
your
that-
marginals.
Okay.
No, I didn't. I clicked full ones.
Please don't forget those
That's alright, don't worry, just go get your
fully
fucking
replayed rounds. I'm good.
Of beach.
Nice grade.
You're doing great.
Perfect.
LT, can we get a transport for certain keys?
I'm really proud of you.
Yeah, right.
I don't see you coming to your own.
Keys, we're getting you a.
You remember?
Teleport.
You remember
was
grabbing
everyone,
another bag
everyone
for me,
besides
right?
Keys is all set?
Nope. Thank you.
Cruiser's good.
Bravo's good to go.
Williams green.
Copy that. Outstanding.
Yeah, when you're ready, sound off, guys. Thanks, Williams.
Bravo's green.
Yeah.
Did you get it?
Ready.
So what?
Ready to go.
I don't know. Whatever weird thing was out there, or is that in the next section?
You
You can if you want.
Oh, that BTR?
Yeah. Did you get it?
What do you want me to carry for you?
I don't know. I missed my first shot.
That's all right.
The first one I missed because I didn't range. I just wanted
you're all
to
set.
guess.
Went for a guesstimate.
Wrong on my guess.
Oh, rally out here
And the
to
second
start.
one was
We are all
high,
set.
but it got the engine.
I'm gonna assume we're
Nice.
all good.
Williams good.
Alpha good.
Look good.
Yeah, there was
rally
yellow
back up
smoke
on
in the
the
vehicle.
If you're good, just rally back up.
Just rally up when you're ready.
Everybody
Rally
was
up.
great,
Fine,
especially with the
1-2.
trees.
1, 2, are you all set?
I think it was short of 500.
Okay.
I think it was 4 something.
Hunters all here, over.
Can you guys still hear me?
Ooh.
Confirm.
Right. Cool. So I'll try to make this as short as I can. Where we want to get to the exercise and not have this shit go over to the 3-hour limit. But so today we are going to be working on our use of the mission command leadership approach within the platoon. That's also known as decentralized command, but the Army actually calls it mission command. So that's going to be what I'm going to be referring it to as whatever from now on. So mission command is something we've lived and breathed in Havoc 1 for the last like 4 years. It's always been something that we've kind of had abstract in the background. Basically, whenever I've had a new leader in whatever element I've been in, whether it's a new team leader back in the days in 1-1 or now a squad leader, I basically talk to them about how we approach leadership in the platoon and how we run during operations as far as giving and carrying out orders, use of initiative, etc. But I figured it would be a good idea to bring it more to the forefront and actively actually work on it so that we can all have a shared understanding of not only what mission command is, but also what we expect from our squad leaders and team leaders in a platoon, and also what you guys can expect from platoon HQ and even higher. So basically, mission command, if I'm going to sum it up in one sentence, it's basically mission command is leaders giving clear guidance and empowering their subordinates to take the initiative to act to achieve the commander's intent. So I'll say that again. Mission command is leaders giving clear guidance and empowering their subordinates to take the initiative to act to achieve the commander's intent. So there's basically 3 things there that I want to break down for you guys, and then we'll get off to the races. And those 3 things are, leaders giving clear guidance, empowering their subordinates, and then subordinates taking initiative to act, and then acting to achieve the commander's intent finally. So the first part is, like I said, it's clear guidance and empowering subordinates. So we're talking about empowering our subordinates. How do we do that? We basically do that by delegating authority downward. So I would delegate authority down to the squad leaders, and the squad leaders would then delegate authority down to their team leaders. And then we also pull risk up back to our level. So squad leaders would pull risk up from their team leaders to themselves, and I would then pull it up from the squad leaders to myself. And I'll explain in a little bit more detail what that means later, but that should suffice for now. So basically, we delegate authority down, and we pull risk up. And the way we do that in practical terms, as far as what we do in the field, is by giving clear guidance in the form of orders that express the purpose of the task instead of how you accomplish it. So again, you give orders that express the purpose of the task instead of how you want them to accomplish it. This in turn gives your subordinates the latitude to do what they need to do in their unique situation to accomplish the task. So basically, an example order would be 1-1, move east and assault checkpoint at grid so-and-so and set up a blocking position to the north, right? That's simple. There's two things there. The task, which is assault the checkpoint at this location, and then the purpose, which is to set up the blocking position towards the north so enemies from the north can't affect the task force beyond 1-1's position. So that's basically the example. And this is the first thing I will be listening for during this exercise when we go do it. Is I want to hear orders in that format. I don't want to hear you guys micromanaging your guys and telling them, hey, go here, move to this tree line, push east, get online, bound here, go to that house, do this and that. Like that shit is the purview of your team leaders. And that is where the initiative comes in. So that takes care of that first bit. So the next bit is taking the initiative to act. And this is sort of the where most of the content is. So our subordinate leaders, so that would be the team leaders at the squad level and the squad leaders at the platoon level. But our subordinate leaders, they have a much better understanding of what's happening in the fight at their position than their superiors do. So that's true at the squad level. It's especially true at the platoon level, and it's especially true if you compare to what, let's say, 1-1 Alpha's team leader knows about his situation and what I know about his situation, right? Because no matter how much information you send up the chain to me, if I'm not physically there looking at what he's looking at, I don't know what he knows, right? Does that make sense to you guys?
What?
Right, so as a leader, I can only be in one place at a time. And just the law of math says chances are I'm not going to be where you are looking at what you're looking at. So the same is to a little bit or slightly lesser extent, but it's still true for your squad leader. So your squad leader tends to be with one of the fire teams, and if Sergeant Franklin is with his Bravo team, he doesn't know what Sergeant Baker knows about Alpha's situation because he's not there looking at it. So he's closer, so he has better understanding, and he can move between the teams, but he's still a delayed reaction there. So basically, for that reason, our subordinate leaders are basically always much more likely to react appropriately to anything that happens at their end of the fight. So any opportunities, any unforeseen events, any new threats that happen, these guys, the team leaders especially, are often in the best possible place to react appropriately to it. So if I was running this platoon in a super direct control kind of way, and I had my fucking puppeteer hands into everything that you guys are doing, and I was requiring you guys to ask for clearance or clear everything you want to do with me, we would just be ineffective. It just doesn't work. And for that reason, leaders at all levels are not only permitted, but you guys are actually required to take the initiative to act, to accomplish your task, and also to improve your situation. You guys with me so far?
What?
Yeah.
All right, so what does that actually mean? So there tends to be two sort of situations where we kind of live in during our operations and missions. So we're either acting with orders or we're acting without orders. So acting with orders, that goes to what I was already talking about. So you have your task and your purpose. You got your order from your fucking superior leader, and you're acting to accomplish that. So let's say we take that order that I gave to 1-1 about pushing to that checkpoint. So Sergeant Franklin passes it down to his team leaders. He's like, hey, 1-1, heads up. We are pushing east to assault this checkpoint to set up a blocking position. So at that point, the initiative starts with the team leaders not waiting to be told what to do, first of all, but you guys start coordinating right away what you're going to be doing. So usually that starts with the team who is furthest in the movement direction. Will just call,
Hey, Genesis. How you doing, mate?
That's Alpha. He'll be like, Alpha, this is Bravo. We're gonna take point. We're moving. Where's Carmike? Or it could be Bravo taking initiative and be like, Alpha, you're closer. Go ahead and take point. We'll take the rear. And then the squad is on their way. And then you got the point team will take the initiative to pathfind and find the best possible route. Again, that's on the guy who's actually on point and on that team leader. And then once you get close to the objective, you coordinate the assault, you conduct the assault, and then when that checkpoint is under your control, the rest of the squad, because you probably have a fucking base of fire element outside, so you pull the rest of the squad in, and those team leaders are already starting to automatically set up that blocking position because they know that that's the ultimate intent for that action. For that action at that portion of the fucking mission. Is that all making sense to you guys?
Cool.
Alright, so then we have the second bit, which is acting without orders, and this is the thing that tends to be a little bit harder for people, or some people. And what that basically means is, in the absence of orders, let's say your squad is out there doing something, you're engaged, something happens that you have to react to, like there's an opportunity you see, or there's a new threat or whatever. What you need to do in that situation is basically take the initiative to exploit those opportunities and react to those threats. And that's pretty much it. That's as simple as I can make it. But a lot of people are not comfortable necessarily with doing that unless they have specific orders to do stuff. So then they do stuff like they fucking request permission and stuff like that. But if I give you an example here, let's say we'll use 1-1 again. So 1-1 is engaged. 1-1 Alpha team leader sees the opportunity to maneuver on the enemy. So what does he do at this point? He doesn't have an order to maneuver, so does he just sit there and do nothing?
Negative, LT.
Negative.
Right, so does he call his squad leader and request permission?
Negative, LT.
Right, good. So that's no to both of those fucking questions. What he does is he acts on that fucking opportunity, and then he informs his squad leader about what he's doing and the other fucking team so that they can properly support him. Another example, so we have 1-4 Delta, that they spot an armor threat that's about to be in a position to engage the task force with a fucking autocannon. Does Corporal Perkinson request permission to fucking maneuver up on that thing and take it out?
Negative.
Nope. He fucking goes and does it, and he tells his squad leader what he's doing. That's basically the essence of it. Basically what I'm trying to get at is, if again we go back to a sort of direct control situation where I was requiring you to clear everything either through your squad leader or even through Platoon HQ, and fucking Sergeant Baker requests clearance to maneuver on that enemy, and Sergeant Franklin sends it back up or further up to me, and then I say yes, and then he relays that to fucking Sergeant Baker, and then they fucking that opportunity is gone by that time. Like by the time that shit goes up and down the chain, that opportunity is gone, or it's too late to react properly to that threat, and you guys are getting fucking wasted. Requesting permission to do something you know needs to be done is a fucking waste of time, guys. That's kind of the ultimate point I wanted to make. I don't expect you to do it. I don't want you to do it. The unit does not expect you to do it. Is that making sense to you guys?
Cool.
Affirm.
All right, good to hear. All right, so the last thing, acting to achieve commander's intent. So when we're talking about commander's intent, what are we actually talking about? Does anybody want to take a stab at it? Anybody? Nobody? Right.
Sure.
Who stood up there? Brad Phillips?
Yes, sir. It's
Go ahead.
Commander's Intent is the mission that's laid out beforehand, before the mission even starts.
Right. That's pretty much it. So it's so it's basically a clear and concise expression of the purpose and the purpose of the operation and the desired end state. So it's the purpose of the operation and the desired end state. That's basically it. It's nothing more complicated than that. So again, it goes back to what we talked about before when I was talking about issuing orders. So it's task and purpose basically. Where do you guys think, any of us here, what is the first point or place where we get eyes or we find out what the commander's intent is for our upcoming mission?
The upboard, sir.
Upboard.
Upboard, anybody else?
Warno.
Warno, there we go. It's the Warno. So the Warno has the commander intent very succinctly, like 1 or 2 sentences. And in theory, we should be able to take the Warno and nothing but the Warno, and we should be able to drop into an AO and just complete the fucking mission. Like, we should not need anything else than that. But what tends to happen is, or what happens is, the Warno, the section leaders go to the planning meeting, and the task force commander will then add some things to what the Warno lays out. So he'll be like, hey, let's do LZ here or dismount point here. And he'll have a general direction of advance for us to assault the AO. And that's pretty much it. That's the commander's intent. And then for myself and Sergeant Morris, the start of our use of initiative to accomplish the commander's intent starts when we start figuring out what the op-board is. So we start planning the initial fucking thing, and we develop it into the op-board then, and that's what you guys see before we brief. So just don't confuse the actual plan that's in the execution section of the op-board. That's not the commander's intent. That's basically what we figured out just from map recon and shit like that to be a good starting point for accomplishing the commander's intent. Are you guys tracking?
Cool.
Affirm.
All right, so I'm talking about this because understanding the commander's intent is extremely important, and it's extremely powerful because it basically allows us to accomplish the mission in the absence of any other orders or when the mission doesn't go as planned. So, like I said, we could be dropped into an AO without any comms between any of the squads or platoon HQ, no orders going up or down, no information going up or down. And just by using mission command, we could complete the mission because we know where the finish line is and what it looks like. So if we have a shared understanding of the commander's intent, we can do that. So a good example would be last deployment when we ran into comms jamming and we were having trouble talking to each other, and some squads were completely out of range from platoon HQ. What allows us to continue to operate and complete the mission is our understanding of the intent. And then you take that intent and you use your initiative and your best judgment to perform actions basically in furtherance of the commander's intent. So, and then if you don't have any comms with anybody else, you'll still know that every other squad will do the same thing. They'll be working towards the commander's intent and towards accomplishing the commander's intent. Does that make sense to you guys?
Cool.
All right, so all actions and decisions that you make out there in the field, they should be aimed at accomplishing the overall commander's intent. So this is where I introduced the word disciplined to the word initiative. So we're talking about disciplined initiative because the commander's intent, it not only lays out the goal of the mission, but at the same time, it also gives you the sort of barriers or guidelines within which you can exercise your initiative. So basically what that means is we act as one unit with mutual support instead of separate elements sort of moving roughly in the same direction. So if we're talking about 1-1, 1-1 Alpha is not just running out there and being like, hey, yeah, like taking his fucking team to his own adventures, and being like, yeah, I'm using my initiative and whatever. Those two fire teams act as one unit, as a squad, together with the squad leader and the medic, with mutual support. So the same situation is true for the platoon. We're not just 4 squads doing whatever the fuck. We are 4 squads working together with mutual support as a fucking platoon. So there needs to be a lot of coordination. It's just that some of you guys, when you see an opportunity to do something for the platoon to improve its situation, or the task force to improve the situation, then you just decide, you make the decision to act, and you communicate that to your sister elements so that they can support you or maneuver up with you, or whatever it is that needs to get done gets done. All right, so we have we talked about the overall commander's intent, but we also have when we give you orders, so we have what's called, or what I call, immediate intent. So if you guys reference your maps real quick, I'll fucking, yeah, I got 1, 2 there. So I'll draw it on the top middle. So we have 1, 2 here. Let's say this position, are you guys seeing these markers?
What?
Confirm.
All right, so we have 1, 2 here. We have the mission objective here. So this is the commander's intent. Assault this position, take it out. So we as a platoon are working towards that. Let's say the rest of the platoon is online to 1, 2 south side. While we're conducting a mission, let's say that, actually, let me switch this up a little. So this is the overall objective here now. So we're conducting this mission. Let's say underway, Dagger informs us of an enemy position here. So I give 1, 2 the order to push here and clear out this position. This then becomes the immediate intent for 1, 2. So the overall intent is this, and this is 1, 2's immediate intent. Are you guys still tracking me, or am I just fucking not making sense? All right, so when 1, 2 issues her team leader is the fucking order to take out this fucking position, that becomes the intent to which 1, 2's team leaders are going to be working towards. I don't know why the fuck my voice is breaking, but whatever. So that's what they're doing. So let's say 1, 2 moves here, they take out this fucking position, and because I'm busy on platoon net and command net, and Simon Morris is fucking sleeping somewhere, and so that position is taken out, and we don't have immediate orders for 1, 2 follow-on orders. What is it that 1, 2 does in the absence of orders in this situation?
But these set conditions to engage the objective?
Exactly. So in the absence of orders, she still knows what the overall commander's intent is for this mission. She knows where the finish line is and what it looks like. So if she doesn't get any further orders, the automatic reaction is to just continue maneuvering her squad, support the platoon, and get here and take this shit out. So that's basically the overall intent versus the immediate intent. You guys tracking on that? I'm sure you are.
What?
So that is the importance of the shared understanding of the intent and complete orders going down the chain. So if I give you another example here, we'll use 1, 3 this time. Yeah, there we go. So, where the fuck did I delete that thing? Give me a second. All right, so platoon is coming in from this direction. I give 1, 3 the order to, actually let me draw some stuff here first real quick. So this is a road. The road forks like this, and these blocks here represent buildings on either side of the road. All right, so we are coming in from this direction. I issue 1, 3 the order. Hey, 1, 3, I need you to move to this intersection. Take out this fucking checkpoint. Then wait for 1, 2. And then once 1, 2 arrives your position, you're going to Charlie Mike to the main objective and clear this shit out. So 1-3 issues the order to his team leaders, and he says, "Hey, heads up, we are pushing east to this intersection, and we're gonna take out this this fucking checkpoint at this intersection." So they make their maneuvers, they assault the checkpoint, they take it out, and everything is great. But then 1-3's team leaders see that the squad starts taking contact from these buildings here, and they start maneuvering up here into these buildings because they are looking at what's in front of them. They're using their initiative, they're making calls and shit. So they start maneuvering up here to prepare to fucking clear these buildings. And then 1-3 has to pull them back, which pisses everybody off because everybody hates yo-yoing because they need to be going in this direction. So where is the fuck up here? Anybody?
Lieutenant.
I'm not sure there is one.
There definitely is one.
Lieutenant.
Because, yeah, send it.
I'd say the trusting of the team leading initiative to clear the immediate threat and not allowing them to do so would be the fuck up, in my opinion, sir.
Roger. Well, that's one of the fuck ups. There's another one. So if we rewind it here, and then because my order was to 1-3 is push here and take this checkpoint, and then Charlie Mike here once 1-2 takes over that position. So 1-3's order was incomplete to his team leaders. He basically said, "Hey, push here and take out this fucking thing," and then the team leaders took over from there. And I want to be absolutely clear, in that instance, the team leaders didn't do anything wrong because, like I said, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing and using their initiative. But if 1-3 had issued the complete order and given the complete picture to his team leaders and been like, "Hey, we're taking this shit, we're waiting for 1-2, and then we're Charlie Mike east to the main objective," then once they come here and they clear this shit out, 1-3's team leaders know that they need to hold this position and stage themselves for the next movement up here. And then 1-2 will come here in the next like 2 minutes. They'll push back and they start doing clearing this shit. And then 1-3 will fucking continue. Are you guys tracking what I'm saying?
What?
So what I'm stressing there is the importance of giving the complete orders and the complete picture to your fucking team leaders. And that is an issue that we've been having in the past in the not only in the platoon but unit-wide as well. Is just people getting frustrated because they get to a position and they see something that needs to be done, and then they go and do it, and then they get told to pull back because they really should be going in an opposite direction or another direction because another element is coming in to do that fucking thing that they're trying to do, and then everybody's all fucking upset. All right, so if intent is the purpose and the desired end state, then the plan, let's say we take the op board, what we lay out in the op board, the plan is how we plan to accomplish the mission, or how we plan to get to the desired end state. Sorry, fucking words. But my question to you is, out of those two things, which one is more important, the plan or the intent?
The intent, sir.
Yes. So basically, if you are ever in a situation, and you will be in this situation where it comes between carrying out the plan as it's laid out and fucking banging your head on against the wall, or deviating from the plan and accomplishing the mission, what do you guys think we should do?
Change the plan, sir.
Exactly. So we follow the plan until it no longer makes sense, and then we fucking trash the plan. The plan is fucking dead to us. I don't want to see you guys be
As they
fucking
always say,
robots and try to like force
plans don't
avenues
survive
of roads
contact with
that
the
we
enemy.
thought looked good on a map and shit like that, and then getting into a bad position because of a fucking line that was drawn on the map. So the fucking plan is not the be all and end all. What's important is that commanders and leaders, we rely on you guys to act to meet the intent and not to fucking stick to the plan, especially when it's no longer working. That's the essence of initiative taken, as far as I'm concerned. That's the main thing that should drive your decision making when you're out there. we want you guys to be fluid and agile as fucking leaders. And this even goes down to the fire team level. So fire team leaders generally will have a little bit more direct control of their guys because they're the guys who, the leaders of that element who will dictate where they go and plan the maneuvers. But if you're like, for example, 1-2 Alpha, and your rifleman up all the way to the left, on the left side of your formation where you can't see, he calls out like, hey, I got a really good approach to this fucking objective. You guys need to trust your guys and allow them to fucking do that shit and be like, yeah, Roger, let's fucking send it. Does that make sense to you guys?
Cool.
All right, so my last thing is the battlefield is an inherently sort of chaotic and unpredictable place. So no plan survives first contact. The enemy gets a vote. You guys have all heard those sayings, right?
What?
So no plan can account for every possibility, and most plans have to change rapidly to account for change in the situation. So basically, we use Mission Command precisely because it doesn't attempt to impose perfect order on the chaos. It allows us to do our thing without being dependent on the perfect or ideal conditions. We just sort of accept the chaos and we do our thing in it. And with that being said, do you guys have any questions about anything I just said?
Negative LT.
All right, thanks for coming to my fucking TED Talk. We are gonna go do an exercise now. We don't have a fucking, there's not like any one single battle drill to specifically work on Mission Command. So to sort of force you guys into it a little bit, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove myself from almost entirely from the equation. So I'm not gonna be present in the AO, but I'm gonna be present on Platoon Net. So there are gonna be 2 or 3 OBJs that you're gonna be completing in sequence, and I'm gonna reveal them to you one at a time as you complete them. And how this is going to work is I'm going to give you guys a singular order on Platoon Net, and that order constitutes the commander's intent. So it'll be something like move here and do X. The squad leaders will then take that order. You guys will quickly formulate a plan, so like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and then you're going to carry it out. Once the objective is complete, I'm going to issue the second objective to you guys, and then you guys go and basically do the thing again. Are you guys tracking on that? All right, so I'm going to be listening to the Platoon Net, obviously, and I want to hear the squad leads coordinating and working together in mutual support to accomplish these objectives. I'm also going to be listening to you guys' squad nets and team nets randomly. And what I'm listening for is, first of all, the orders that you squad leaders are giving to your team leaders. So remember, I want to hear clear orders giving the task and the purpose, and that's it. The next thing I'm listening for is the team leaders then coordinating together to carry out the orders, and I want to hear you guys taking initiative and acting without waiting to be told specifically what to do. If at any time any of you are unclear what the actual intent is for your element, then you need to ask and find out so that you guys can continue making informed decisions. And that is it for my spiel. Let's see, where's the fucking timer? All right, so you guys should be resupplied. I will get you a method of transportation. Here. And then you guys are going to go through, and we will start at your discretion. All right, are you guys all ready to go?
Almost ready.
All right. Green flag over there. Go to the fucking start here position. and then I will issue your order on PlatoonNet, and then you guys have like 2 minutes to carry out your come up with a plan.
Load
and, then it's up to you guys.
Loading up.
Copy. One, let's go.
Say again.
I've gone through.
Go through. The pole.
Going through.
What do you want us to do?
Going through.
All right, we got everyone.
Start here.
We're start here, not
Think
1
about
3.
it for the time being. I'll get back to you.
Blaze awake.
Williams 3.
1-1, let's get west. This 1-1, we're setting up west.
Get security east.
East.
I'll get security east.
East, copy.
You guys weren't supposed to hit a 1-4.
All right, everyone, get security.
Bravo, push on northwest.
For those curious, we are at grid ref 074022, just to the northeast of Airbase Winners, near the MSR.
This went through all stations. Approximate marker 1409 or grid 075.
Check again. 074022.
Alright, commander's intent is to move north.
We're at 074022.
We're going to be moving to assault an enemy cop in grid 075
Commander's intent is to assault an enemy position.
Just a drone of everybody.
To collect something from the armor.
That would be grid 075039.
Copy.
1-3, is that getting stopped on
where's
the map
1-2?
as well?
I'm coming.
No worries.
Hurry your ass up.
Yeah, stand by.
Oh my god.
The objective's coming up on the map. It's directly to our north a few clicks. Wait 1.
Copy.
Platoon column north. Get eyes out somewhere on the MSR. Probably.
Do you know what the objective is, or?
I'm getting eyes on what this fucking place
That works
is.
for me.
But hey, it's to the north.
So it's almost direct north of us, right? So we've got all these little roads and everything in between. Do you want to squad bound as we go through these roads, or just push through them?
Take out an objective and enemy contacts.
To clarify, we are near an ASR, not the MSR.
Try and do some danger crossings as we approach.
Copy.
That's probably gonna be safe.
Yeah. The only thing I will add is that we should probably try and get an L shape on this position with support team on the south side where that MSR is, and then we can have our assault teams.
We are currently at.
Marked it.
Yep.
Yep. There you go. That's about right.
Oh, that's right, because it's 78 meters right there.
I can get one of my sections on the northern and southern portions of the MSR running east to west.
What's that?
Right by the fucking objective.
I see a building on the south side of that objective as well. That might be a good base
I'm
of fire.
actually not allowed to, apparently.
1-2's Bravo.
And then
so
get
what's the
one of
plan
you
for
guys,
moving out there?
whoever
That's
has the
quite a ways.
DMR in between my sections.
Copy.
We're discussing now.
There's that.
But
All right.
if we just
So my regular loadout when I
just
have
straight up platoon column up until we get to the crossroads at
320.
073035.
Figuring out what we're gonna do and planning with the other squads.
Copy.
Just hold stand by.
And then from there we break down.
Are those boxes?
Who was that DMR today?
Oh, there we go.
I got it.
So then 1-2 and I will go.
Hello, Connor.
Okay, people were dragging their heels, so I marked it on the map for you guys.
Thank you. Please don't touch it. It's very sensitive.
Sounds good to me.
Maybe, but I don't expect that we'll need it.
I want to flick the switch.
Once you turn it on, you can't turn it off.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Go on and take point. We'll follow in behind you, and then 1-4 and 1-2. You
Get
guys
eyes on objective marker. And
We'll, how far spread do you guys want to keep?
what are we doing?
Pretty close.
Yeah.
It's a raid on
Close
enemy
last guy.
victim
Last
position.
guy. But I'm gonna take.
How about that?
spots
Hit and run.
2 and 4. So that way I have an MG at the beginning and the end of this formation.
The old smash and dash.
I'm glad.
It may be taking the ground. I heard raid, but I think it's more about kicking the door in and taking the ground. Whether we stay or leave is kind of something we can worry about later.
Copy that.
If we
I
move
agree.
quick, then I'll throw it out. But other than that, we're fine.
Off comms 30-0.
Copy.
4-1 copies all.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Alright, let's do it, guys.
Let me know when your last guy gets moving, and I'll send half my
Alpha and Bravo.
Holden, you may want to step up.
Moving to platoon column. 1-3's on point. 1-4 will disseminate them. Will disperse themselves as
Sounds like 1-3 is giving orders currently.
Intent is to approach the objective from the south, set SPF, and then assault through from east to west.
Platoon column will be on point. 1-4 will be spread out through the platoon.
Section Alpha.
Alright, Alpha Bravo. We have a marker break.
Copy. Any particular bearing or just straight north?
Reference the ORP and take us there.
It's gonna be 0,
Okay, Alpha, form up.
7, 4.
Move straight north.
Copy, with you.
Stand by.
Moving. We had the assault element, right?
If we happen to see
We're on
along the
point.
way, we're gonna go through.
I think that's your laser, Sergeant Keys.
Roger.
Let's get a wedge strong left.
Copy.
We're gonna angle a bit more to the right, stay away from that ASR.
I tend to hang to the left, but if you want to go right, that's okay.
Is that a joke?
That was a dick joke, yes.
Wrong direction. He's got a funny sense of humor.
You can send them now.
Let's slow up to a walk. Let Holden catch up, and then we'll just keep going at a walk for a while.
Copy that.
On call. Yeah, far left on your wedge.
Copy. Okay, let's pick it up.
We're gonna continue at
Pick it up.
fast pace.
Copy. Just on the other team form up.
Copy.
Some nice spacing there, boys.
I actually want to rest before I cross this field.
Yeah, let's get across this field, and we'll take a pause.
We're gonna take a pause after we get to this field.
I don't think you said that over the radio, Ryder, which is why Alpha didn't hear you.
I did after we were halfway across the field.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I was too late. I just.
Remember, I got a lighter load than most of you guys, so if you need to call that shit up, never fear.
Alright, platoon is short halting.
Let's get security out to the northeast on this little knoll here,
Alpha
and we'll hold.
reference 1100
Copy that.
337. That is our ORP.
Favor.
Alpha, make sure you're acknowledging comms.
We already short halted.
That's not what I said. I said acknowledge that.
Copy.
Send traffic over.
Ryder, you are on comms, right?
I am.
I got this in the
Gotta
wrong.
save them batteries, man.
You're on
That's
time.
fair.
When you're ready.
What?
Copy. Moving out.
What does that mean?
Oh, shit.
Pick it up again.
I wanted to change my ears. I should be hearing team on left.
I'm just being
Yes.
Just want you to all stations, Ross, Mike, over.
Are you e-purging your radio? Is that what you're
I'm
saying?
confused.
Yeah.
Alpha, this is 1-3.
Go ahead.
You know where the ORP is, right?
Hey, firm. We're gonna come in from the. We'll be heading northwest.
This is 1-3. Send traffic over.
Let's hook northwest, guys.
Northwest, copy.
Copy that, Alpha. Roger, disregard.
Yeah, to get to a walker now. We move to the north now.
Is going through all stations, adjusting bearing 330 over.
Here, rotary to the northwest.
Copy, hear it.
Securing aircraft to our northwest.
Copy. This is going through audible northwest enemy aircraft. Correction, unknown aircraft.
Short halt here, guys.
Copy. Short halt.
Copy, get a tree above you.
He's going through all stations, short halt over.
To the deck.
This would be okay, 52.
I'm gonna wait for wherever that is to pass. Seems
Got bad memories of that fucking thing. Looks like a civilian transport.
Copy, was a hip, right?
Yeah, is it an MIH civilian markings? Maybe
That was not civilian markings, that was camo for sure.
Okay, let's keep moving.
pretty sure orange isn't camo, but sure.
Moving now.
Copy. This is going through all stations, Ross Mike over.
Moving.
Do you want us to do a danger crossing here or just push through?
Yeah, let's do it.
Maybe if you're on Mars, orange.
We're gonna set up a danger crossing. Team 2 push across, Team 1 will hold short.
Williams copies.
Which bearing are we going?
Yeah,
Send traffic over.
Team 2 crossing.
Track number.
Team 1 set.
North.
Bravo, once you push through, just hold on the far side. We're having
set.
Williams set. Team 2 set.
Reinforces danger crossing. Let's go, Mike. Send traffic over.
Us, man. Us, man.
Get set up.
We're setting up with danger
probably
crossing
just
with 1-3.
west here between those rocks.
We'll be moving back. We'll be moving towards the last team line.
1-1 at your discretion.
Copy, copies.
Charlie Michael, you take point over.
1-1 copies all.
Just cover north.
The whole platoon is moving through Alpha to hold your spot.
Pushing across.
Platoon's gonna be moving through our danger crossing. 1-4 is gonna be reinforcing it.
Open.
Bravo, we're going to be taking over on point here, so we'll let you lead it out as soon as we're set up.
Like the smell of my ass.
Hey, Sergeant Franklin.
Probably
New ground knows a motherfucker.
Do you want us to
I
be with you
missed
at
it.
the
It's
AP?
been on it. Minute.
A couple of ass sniffers crossing the road.
South Point?
Shit.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Call last man.
What?
Oh,
No, it still 1-2.
Bravo.
Let's pick up.
Team
That's
B,
one continuing on in front of us.
while 1-2 and 1-4 are in support.
We will be the assault element along with 1-2.
Copy that.
Nice.
With 1-2.
Nice.
Picking it up.
With 1-1, copy.
Sorry, assault elements 1-1 and 1-3.
Okay. Oh. That's okay as well.
Last man.
Thanks, last man. Alright. Good to break down, team 1.
Yep, doing it.
1-2 copies.
Team 1's across.
Team 2 breaking down.
Danger crossing broke
All
down.
of your guys are through at disregard. We're breaking down the danger crossing.
Copy that.
Okay, so we're at the back of the pack now.
Alright,
we're
so
gonna follow 1-2
we're gonna
that can
just
get
be
ahead of us.
following
and
one.
move at your discretion, Alpha.
Always good to go.
Alright, let's start moving.
Copy.
Wrong net.
Start moving a little bit more direct north again.
Copy. We'll keep it at a walk for now until 1-4 gets ahead of us. Is 1-1 catching up to us behind us now?
They're in front of us.
Or get 1-3 behind us.
See, guys, you hold the danger crossing, you get to be in the assault element.
Shit.
What?
Charge. I think that was an ND.
Who was that?
That was an ND from Bravo.
I mean, we all saw it, so.
Who was that?
Is that one of us?
I have no idea.
Negative. It was Corporal Baird.
Yeah, that was an ND.
1-4.
Whoa, you fucking
I'm finding out it wasn't me.
It was Corporal Baird.
Chicken it. Well, same question. Was that one of you guys?
That's a negative. It's Corporal Baird, 1-4.
It was
Wasn't yeah. Wasn't Alpha.
For the lads. Jesus.
Mike, over here with me. And
Shots fired direct front northwest.
Let's hook to the west, get on the left side of these guys. I want to get jammed up behind them. At least get online with them.
I'm pushing to the left. I don't want to get jammed up behind all this. Just make it spread out a bit.
We got 2 squads to the northwest. 315 getting online.
315, copy.
Here. Whole base of fire, 1-3 and Bravo maneuvering.
Copy that.
Went through all states. We're going to move through that contact from south to north.
Okay, following in behind Bravo.
Specialist Griggs, I'm breaking down. There's a trench here if you need it.
Bravo's gonna head into contact. Yep, we're getting up there to support them.
Kind of a left echelon kind of thing going on here, but I just don't want to be on the right side of that
Bravo's
fucking
position.
defilade.
There's a team coming up from the flanks behind us.
There may be a shot this way.
Alpha Bravo, you're in charge here. Let's get on that contact.
600 meters from the ORP.
600 meters, copy.
Copy, calling your disregard.
Calling your set.
There's a BTR west-northwest of...
BTR west-northwest.
BTR somewhere west-northwest. Move to Bravo.
I see it. It's moving at 3.
Hopefully that's it. It was moving.
Yeah, go on to the left side of Bravo here.
Copy left side. Gonna have friendlies direct northeast.
That contact is basically in the woods right there, basically, like along that line.
Line to your left.
This is kind of fucky.
Roger, let's push up online.
There's a bit of a hit here.
You guys ready to push?
Wait one.
Wait, 1. We're going to our breath. We'll be just behind you.
Alright, William's good.
West I'll dealt with over.
It sounds like BMP rear. Sounds like BMP rear.
Well, once upon the contact, the infantry dealt with. They're calling another Vic.
Somewhere to the east.
It's gonna be friendlies to deal with because I can't launch a rocket over their fucking heads.
Looks like we got
Move north, guys.
North copy.
Contacts northeast from us.
Copy that. Last thing, there were friendlies up in that sort of general area as well. Yeah, in fact, there's friendlies up on that hilltop as well.
Yeah, we're going towards the wreck, guys.
Where's the wreck? Copy. Bring your marshmallows. Good guy.
User in your channel timed out. User entered your channel.
Taking a shot out.
Yep.
Getting up on the high ground just to the north of that BTR wreck, holding here. Mayfair moving east already.
Haven't seen a single dude so far. This is
If you're ready, we're gonna move east. Call when you're set.
Williams is ready.
Yeah, send it.
Ready? Let's go east.
Going east. We're gonna have that friendly element east-southeast. 50 meters.
Copy. That's Bravo.
Copy. We're regrouping with Bravo.
Get set up on the left of 1-3 here.
Copy left.
Our AP is bearing 0.
Friendly's crossing in front northeast.
650 meters. We're moving there.
Move out 025,
025, 860 meter. 86 meters.
No, 650 meters.
650. You didn't hear 1-3 meters.
How about that? 025.
This is 1-1 on our right. We're gonna stay with them all the way to the AP.
Should be Alpha, two-man team.
Take a short halt here at the ASR.
Yeah, copy. Doing the same.
We're gonna danger cross this.
Well, you can get across first, sorry.
Get across, copy. Is that a specialist snow I hear over there?
Mm-hmm.
God damn. What a man. What a mighty fine man.
Right.
There is a road. Sorry, Arnett.
There is a road, and the ASR about 200, 300 meters ahead of us could be that.
Fucking rock. Looking like a goddamn hole.
Ryder, you ran off a bit. You were doing the right thing. Nobody told us we were moving. But you saw them moving and moved anyway.
Just follow the crowd.
It's a good cover up for the sneaky fart you just had to do.
Individual initiative.
I see some kind of high walls direct north, about 300 meters out. Concrete.
Yeah, looks like a barn.
It's a barn.
Security halt, security northwest.
Security, halt, and face northwest.
Security northwest, copy.
Oh yeah, I see some command towers up there.
Yeah, AFM. Contact, well, enemies are close, north, about 150 meters.
Infantry north.
Yeah, that just got called.
We need to move up the line.
Alpha, let's move to 1-3's position.
1-3, already on it. I thought that's where we were. And you mags.
Alpha, follow me. We're gonna go through this micro terrain and get moved up here.
Copy that. Shifting.
Moving.
I don't feel like we just... Okay. I don't feel like that was necessarily a better position than the one we were just at. Now in the belly. Statics on that HQ building, bearing direct north.
Contact left, west.
Contact west, copy.
Back to my hill. There's a 50 on our right. Take it out. Hill on our left.
Team 1, we're bounding up to the next set of rocks.
Doing 2 copies.
Roger. Rebound, I got contact in the close north. Right flank.
Contact north? Okay, scan tonight.
Hectic.
Suppressive fire to the west if you're facing that way.
Back out north.
Copy. Bravo's across the road, south to northwest. If you didn't hear me, Bravo's on our south side.
Yeah, copy.
Copy. We got enemies danger close to the north, 50 meters.
There's danger close north. Copy. Changing mags. Fucking tree line is getting absolutely shredded. Because there's tops to these trees anymore.
Move west.
Moving west. Recommend taking this fucking defibrillator. So the tops of your head's clipped. Either side of the defibrillator, either way. That's a 50 cal with a 1,000,000 round belt.
He's firing.
You can set up on this little hill here.
Most seems like a maybe a BMP MG because those things have like 2,000 rounds.
Copy,
moving east.
need to change mags, Ryder, if you need to grab bags from anybody, do it.
Right, I'm still good.
Alpha, your laser's hot.
We're gonna move past Bravo here a bit.
Copy.
Past Bravo.
Alpha 7,
Okay, picking up again, going 8080.
080, copy.
Alpha's moving on it.
Some new traffic
Hold here, guys.
Copy, hold.
Alpha, let's keep moving.
Missed it off, Ryder.
Okay, we're moving northwest to join the SBF.
Whoa.
325, 300 meters.
25, copy. Yeah, I'm fucking sprinting this shit. Tell you, lose the tops of your head.
Okay, angling direct north. Team 1 is set. Team 2, get into that little knoll to our north.
Incoming.
You coming? Holy fuck. There's no way we don't have casualties from that.
Move north.
What? Okay, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, definitely. Whoever was in that tree line to the northwest is absolutely fucked.
One person that on these tracks, they don't have eyes yet. All stations, do you think we can set up in this house here, get Overwatch? Beam on the road.
We all made it.
Define made it.
Okay, I want us to stay in def lane. Let's get eyes out.
Sounds like more incoming. I can hear this one.
Incoming.
Mike, tell teams, make sure casualties are taken care of.
Mike, I am down that trench here west.
Holy shit, she can go up
User in your channel timed out.
Yes. Get up here and place it on the very lip of this spindle.
Tracking.
I see a 50 with my name on it.
We're basically at our SPF that we're using.
Incoming.
Okay, guys, break down, move west through this little trench here.
Yeah, west copy.
Mike, we're moving.
Incoming.
Get in the trench until that shit's over, and then we'll keep moving.
Get in my hole, Ryder.
I mean, you're home.
It's enough room for two.
Alright.
Alright.
Close as you can to the ledge.
Not assault that.
We're pushing up past this blue berm here.
Oh,
I got contact northwest on the road.
Contact northwest on the road.
It's a dismounted crew from that vehicle to the northwest.
Jesus. Now move.
Alpha, what's the status of that contact with the northwest?
It was dismounted
Oh, shit.
from the BMP.
That's fucking brutal.
But he's out there still.
Those are true out to the northwest.
One is breaching.
1-1's breaching time now.
Copy.
2 meters to the west northwest break.
Jesus Christ. Need to destroy whatever the fuck that is.
Closing in on us. We're gonna break down
Go
SPF
closer.
to 1-4 over.
You shouldn't be able to fire this close to the
Peel west, we're looking at the 1-4.
The west, copy.
Alpha's moving now. How far west are we going?
Roger, on far left.
We're gonna move about 250 meters.
Crossing behind you, Ryder.
Where's the 50?
Over here.
It's right here.
There's two of them.
There's
There's a 50 to the back.
Whatever that is to the back right of that helicopter.
Copy that.
Yeah, it just got hit by 40.
There's another 50 right here in the bushes. You guys are trying to destroy those.
Sounds like a fucking victory.
Coming.
Until you get to the MSR.
Keep moving to the MSR and hold there.
I got a bad feeling about whatever that is.
Nice.
There's an AT stick just to our east if we can.
I think all is a tank. Stay down. Stay
Oh,
down.
it's an MBT.
Whatever that is
No.
a tank, get down.
Never mind.
This is all you. It's coming our way.
Just in case.
Prep the AT4 for a follow-up. and then
Get ready for follow-up shot.
Yeah, copy.
Hey, get that fucking thing and drive fast.
Hit it.
Range?
Quick one. It's fucking Kurganets. T-15, 220 meters, 220 meters.
220, copy.
Attention away from 1-4.
I mean, yeah, the AT4 will get his attention, but...
Maybe strip some ERA off.
You want me to pop smoke?
Do what you gotta do.
We're drawing it off at 1-4.
Rocket, rocket, rocket.
220.
I don't know what all those error messages popped up were.
Oh shit, we got a second IFB southeast.
Yeah, of course we do. Fuck. No. We're moving in.
The deck.
Should stay here. For a second.
Trying to get into the cop, that's the objective now.
Yeah, copy. I'm pushing fucking northeast. Friendly coming up, friendly coming up. I'm with you, LaFave. For what it's worth. This is fucking shit. I don't know. There's a 1,000,000 round belt on that fucking thing, whatever it is. can't fucking hear myself think. That barrel must be turning to liquid. Are there friendlies inside this cop?
Should be, yeah.
Doesn't sound like it. Copy. Can you tell him I'll give him $1,000 to stop whatever the fuck that noise is? Say again? I don't have a stick. I can't fucking... LeFave's talking to me, but I fuck... Oh shit.
1-2 is a mask has. Pop smoke to the west, Grenadier.
Okay, sorry, LeFave, what?
We need a lock and load.
Copy, thank you.
Where was that mask at?
It's in the HQ building. Don't go in there.
Fucking ghost mags. Probably one of the most annoying glitches I get.
So 1-4 can pull back to us.
We're gonna keep that smoke screen up so 1-4 can get to us.
South side of the cop, over.
Alpha has the RPG.
Copy.
Want security out to the northwest while the squads are still clearing the cop.
Oh man. I missed that noise, man.
See if I can hit anything with them.
1-1 captured 2 POWs.
1-1 had captured 2 POWs, so check your fire inside the cop if we get in there.
Copy.
Nice one, friendly. Opposite cop, northeast. High building.
1-2, 1-1. This is 1-3. Do you need assistance in the cop, over?
Well, Mike, this is 1-3. Mike, 1-3 screen.
User in your channel timed out.
I suppose that 50 won't penetrate.
What happened to that IFE to our southeast?
No, it's an IFE.
Alpha and Bravo.
On an MBT.
Get a single position where we can
50's not gonna do shit to it.
maintain security to remove them up.
The malls probably won't even do shit to it.
I mean,
In not any direction. Also be advised, try to make. I mean, it has that hard kill. So.
fire, I guess.
Let's make sure that this whole thing's.
I don't even know if that would work. Right?
What the hell?
Whoa! I heard a Russian voice close.
Alpha and Bravo, I say again, I want us getting security out to the north and northwest, over.
I think it was this dead guy's leopard that
Alright, fucking take that way.
Friendly's moving in front of us.
Unless you want us into the cop.
User entered your channel.
Let's fucking clear this. Let's clear this like exterior outpost with the helicopter.
What we doing here now?
We're clearing the outpost with the helicopter on it.
Okay, at your discretion. All stations. This is we're gonna move to clear the outpost on the west side of the cop.
Bravo, hold base. We're gonna push it to this berm.
We can't really hold base. Fucking swap me.
Go for it. Go.
Okay, pushing up.
Pushing.
Thanks, moving in, by the way.
This is right.
Let's security to our east while we do this.
Clear.
In the next fucking set of bunkers.
Hey, can you get some 40s on the north side of this helicopter?
Got some 40s across.
Okay, where the helicopter?
We've almost cleared the helicopter area. Then we can cover.
Get ready to hit the deck.
Yeah, copy that. Thanks, man.
To the north.
Yep.
Drop.
Yeah, there it is.
Somebody's peeking out.
Oh my god.
Everyone check in. I'm out.
Wish I still had my AT stick. It'd be a perfect shot.
Bravo.
Kill everything.
Are you confident you can kill this thing?
I got a friendly walking up on it.
What the fuck? Is he gonna throw a thermite on it?
You already know that's
We got
Ferguson.
friendlies walking up on that thing from enemy front.
Yeah.
Kill.
Not there.
He's
dead now.
Roger. Hard to break contact. Before not sure they're gonna be able to kill this thing. It's gotta make distance.
We need to do that now.
This is 1-3.
We're not gonna be able to kill. I'm telling you that.
1-3, we have smoke cover. We're gonna start breaking contact to the southwest.
Enemy ammo caches in here as well.
Break down. Let's move southwest.
Get behind this fucking burn before that smoke dissipates.
Bravo, this might check in.
Moving to you.
Mike.
Back up.
1-1 copy. Breaking contact. Moving south.
Alpha, we're to your southwest behind.
Hey, do you want this, mate?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in case.
We're at the flipped BGR.
Let's circle the wagons in this little berm.
Let's get a fucking
Look it up.
Disregard. We're moving towards that barn to our southeast, setting up an SPF there.
Whatever happened to that second one that was out there?
Yeah, he's gone.
This is 1-3 set over.
The armor piece is rolling up.
Copy that. 1-1's moving out of the base.
Alright, moving to the
I
bond.
know we
Copy.
can't engage this thing. Just make sure we still have smoke ahead of us.
Holden, be advised, Bravo's red on smoke, so we're gonna be leaning more on you for that.
Oh my, I see another armor there, southeast, like 200 meters. Is that
Is
active?
that still active?
That should still be active. Get in the fucking building.
I see fire from the engine.
Pretty sure.
Disregard. Apparently there's fire on the engine.
That armor piece to the south. This was disabled at the very
Bro, this is 1-1. You guys okay?
Thanks, fucking mobile. It's knocking trees over back there.
A load of infantry in that northeast tree line.
Here he comes.
Yep, there he is. Okay.
Go ahead and screen up.
You guys want cover on your northeast side. Tanks maneuvering.
Yellow hand throw.
Down. I think it's going to be directly north of us in the moment. Actually, northeast of us in the moment.
It's northeast of us, yeah.
Yeah, it's on the northeast side of the cop. It's poking out already. Somebody just put it
Alpha, you go up on us.
We are to your southeast.
That was my question. Do you have smoke?
Yes, we have smoke. Throwing smoke.
Stop it.
I just forced it back into cover with that smoke.
Stand by.
Alright, is everyone in the tree?
I don't care if you go black and smoke. Keep that smoke screen up to the northeast.
Keep that smoke screen up to our northeast.
Okay.
I'll be using green and blue for concealment soon.
Yeah, that's fine. This is 1-3 colored smoke for
Okay, let's
concealment
shift
right.
east a
One
little
color
bit.
in the tree line. We're keeping that smoke screen up for you. Over.
See if we can find a safe spot.
Is that the second one? Second armor?
Yeah, there was two at the start. I think we thermited one.
Southwest, go.
Southwest.
Moving southwest.
South southwest, copy.
I'm gonna go south, not southwest. At least
Bravo,
a little bit deeper into the tree
80
line.
Alpha on the MSR. Get to fucking deathlight here.
There's an 80 Alpha on the MSR.
Copy.
I believe it's northwest.
Assuming northwest.
It would be northwest.
I got multiple squad bearing 320 enemy. Moving right to left. About 5 enemies out.
Multiple squads out.
Holy shit, yeah.
Rise a hit on the 80 Alpha.
There's like 2 squads.
80 Alpha took a hit.
There's like 2 or 3 enemy squads
Copy.
northeast in that tree line.
143 guys. 143.
Copy.
Yeah, I'd say we're okay now. I don't think that thing can chase us as easily. Okay, we have plenty of death leads, so we can just keep moving.
We're just gonna keep moving unless we have to take a halt.
Copy.
Continue to move south.
I will. Williams, Davenport just dropped you a RPG stick.
I've got a RPG stick, but unless it's a bigger.
Okay, no, it's
No,
not.
it's a 26.
1-1 is calling contact
Copy.
to our northwest, approximately 330.
1-1 has
Unknown
contact.
distance.
Hey, firm.
330.
Probably coming from that MSR again. Right, that 80 Alpha was killed. 1-4 is black on heat. They just hit another
80
zone.
Alpha's down.
Okay, let's get set here. We're last
Get set here.
Copy.
Also got enemy squad bearing 035.
035.
South. Hayville.
Copy, tracking.
Yeah, we're pointing that direction, Mike.
They're chasing us into the tree line. They're gonna be on us.
Bench up if you want it.
Copy, we're facing northeast towards that enemy squad. It's intermittent through the trees, but once we get a good chance to engage, we will.
Ryan, are you good for bags?
Put 2 in my backpack.
Hold on to the bags.
Go on, mate.
Say again, contact.
Good position.
As I've been calling, they are toward northeast 025 to 045. Probably 300 meters. Make that 2 to 300.
Bravo to the right. And to the left.
No, they're not 300 meters. They're about 150 max. They must be in this dead ground.
One 4, this is 1-3. Do you have that intersection out there? Raj, over. Up to continue rounds, we're going to be heading right. Program 220.
Come on, baby. Pop up.
Prep to continue moving. Okay, let's pick up and follow 1-3.
Copy.
Where did they go?
Point again?
Beats me.
Okay, then head like 240. I want us to cross the CSR here.
Yeah, we're right behind you.
This is 1-3, Ross from Mike heading south across the ASR. First smoke behind us.
Contact, where's that coming from?
Direct north.
smoke, good smoke.
Got friendlies off to our west-northwest.
Roger, 1-3 is coming across the ASR now.
Yeah, keep moving. Go ahead and show me at least. 1-3, are we gonna continue movement?
I'm short holding.
Yeah, we'll continue.
We're moving 320 when we pick up.
320, copy.
330?
230.
Thank you, 230.
230, copy.
That is good.
Seems good.
I'm going to assume the AR is the one with the heaviest weight, so if he says we're good.
Then we're good.
This is 1-3, we are set, break. 1-4, 1-2, and 1-1.
User disconnected from your channel.
And then you move either east or west, you're not in front of us.
Yeah, get sit here, guys.
EndEx.
EndEx.
Condition 4.
Condition 4.
Copy.
Copy that.
Oh my fucking
We're moving 200 meters south.
That was the loudest machine gun
200 meters.
I still hear it in my fucking skull.
Yep.
But actually, when it stopped, I kind of missed it, you know?
Oh man.
Well, I was a learning point there for me.
Killed my brain.
Yeah, the T-15 will just eat you around.
Eventually, the sound just reminded me that I was alive.
User
I just
left your
kinda
channel.
grew fond of it.
I think they said it was called a T-14.
Yeah, whatever. It's a T. Fuck off.
I guess we couldn't break our record from this.
Just green smoke just over this hill.
There we go.
Okay, nice. Now this is good green smoke.
I shot a shit ton of smoke.
LT, a T-15 was something I was not expecting. We got one of them, but the second one was too much for us.
Did you miss like a point-blank shot from the rear?
No, we got destroyed by the AKs.
Yeah, it ate like 4 rounds at least.
It ate a lot more than that. That hard kill APS is busted.
Yeah, I'd have like a trophy system or something.
User disconnected from your channel.
Yeah, you can have your tube back. I don't want it.
Oh, thanks, Smart.
I can't get to you, Perky, so fuck off.
Win keys.
Fuck you. And I just got some. Shit.
So long, gay boys.
User disconnected from your
Okay, we're
channel.
about 14 minutes from the 3-hour mark, boys.
226 bruises. Congratulations, Kruger.
Owen's here.
Thank you.
Alright, can you guys all hear me?
Abram.
Cool. So in true fashion, I completely underestimated.
User
how
joined
long it
your
takes for
channel.
me to fucking give you my speech. We're not going to do the second objective because I'd rather just let you guys go. And this debrief is more important. So from what I saw, really good job. From everything I heard on PlatoonNet, really good job fucking coordinating. I heard some nice calls from you guys, from different squad leaders on what maneuvers to do. Especially 1-2. Initially, when you guys got to the tree line just south of the objective, there was a lot of contact coming from the machine guns up on the walls and shit. And it was a nice call, sort of 1-2 to bound up on the east flank. and get up to the AP and move in from there. Also, you guys, nice use of fucking terrain, approaching the walls. You guys found a nice route. That was good. Paul, I heard a lot of calls to peel. I heard 1-3 call a break contact just for their squad to basically push south a little bit and then peel to the east flank of the platoon and come in from there. So that was great. And then the breach was successful on the wall. I heard somebody call a bad breach. What was that about? Because the one I saw worked.
That was me, LT. So we put up, we had 2 different breaches. So Sergeant Mikowski put one up. It detonated just fine, but it didn't give us any kind of opening. We were going to have to climb over those H barriers in order to actually get in there.
User disconnected from your channel.
Let's see. Specialist Madsen put up the other one, and it just did not create the opening that it should have. So we ran around 212's opening.
Wait, so you tried to blow in through H barriers? Is that what you're saying, or what was?
Negative. No. So we got up to the concrete wall, right? So the first one went off. It created a hole, but it didn't actually open us up to anything. We had a green, one of those green buildings and some H barriers that were right in front of it. So we would have had to have gone through that and then climbed over to actually get in there. So
right. Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. So well, yeah. In that case, good call not climbing over that H barrier. Or I'm assuming that what you did.
Right.
And LT.
Yeah, send it.
In regards to the bad breach from 1-2, it originally appeared as if it was not going to be a good breach. It took about 20 seconds to go through and actually clear the way.
20 seconds? Okay, that's excessive.
Yeah, it was.
It did eventually go down.
It did eventually, yes, sir, but it did take a bit of time.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes that happens. I haven't seen 20 seconds before, but
I could be completely overestimating it, but which is known to happen, but that's what happened with us, LT.
Roger, yeah. Yeah, I recommend, like, once you set your breach in charge off, just give it a good at least 5 seconds. If nothing's happening after 5 seconds, fucking go do something else. It's probably not coming down. Sometimes it's breaking immersion here. If the Ares is paying attention to you guys and he catches wind of you guys about to breach a wall, he will probably try to, like, he will fucking, what do you call it? He'll keep an eye on it, and if the breach doesn't work, he'll just delete the walls. Actually, just give it like 5 seconds. If it's not gone by then just move somewhere else. What else? I don't really have anything else. Good AT shots. Nice maneuver on one of the, I forget what the fuck the vehicle was coming in from the road from the southeast. And somebody was fucking in a ditch right in front of it, and I didn't fucking see you guys, so you guys fucking just popped me basically from like 2 meters away or something, but that was good. Regarding the other fucking T-15, I didn't see all the AT hits on it. If I had seen, I would have just ended it. But otherwise, it was just kind of maneuvering around, trying to find angles on you guys. Good call on a break contact. When the break contact happened, I noticed you guys' comms were much more sort of rapid, and the actual like movement out of the compound was good. And then so you guys didn't catch the fucking, or the QRF didn't catch you rather, and then you guys, the only thing I'm going to mention is once you guys got out of the compound into the tree line, there was a little bit of like you guys sitting there. I don't know what you guys were waiting on, but really the maneuvers should have continued from there for another at least 200 meters until you're sure you've actually broken contact and you're not being chased and nobody's firing at you, and then continue on your merry way from there. You guys have, well, stand up if you have fucking incendiary grenades left. So that's 3 people, 4 people. Is that 5 people? There are, let me see. Yeah, there are several of these machine guns that are still fucking in working order. There's one that's been burned that I see. Let me see. 2. Alright, 2's being burned. There's at least 3 active, so I'm not gonna tell you guys to fucking like discontinue your CQB and still like divert away from uncleared buildings just to run up fucking towers and burn cords and shit like that. That's not what I'm telling you to do, but like the squad leader is usually in a position to do that shit, so if you guys can well, if the squad leader actually happens to carry incendiaries, then like send that up. Otherwise, just make sure you remember where those things are, and then once it's clear, go back through and destroy those things. I know you guys broke contact, you didn't have that opportunity, so I'm not like here to yell at you guys about it. Just wanted to remind you. But really, that's really all I had. Like the main training objective as far as comms, you guys coordinating, using your initiative and shit like that, I think we met that training objective. You guys did pretty well. So that's everything I have. 1-1.
Thank you, LT. Just good job, everybody. Like that's all I gotta say. Just good, out fucking standing.
All right, thank you, Sergeant. 1-2.
Thank you, LT. I've got nothing for the platoon. Thank you.
Williams 1-3.
Thank you, LT. The only thing I will have is just going back to what you said at the beginning about being cognizant of where the enemy contact is relative to the squads, relative to the maneuvering squads, etc. If you are the one maneuvering, make sure you're not in line or you're not between the supporting squad and the enemy that's engaging you. Like if we're breaking contact, stay in a lane, or at least know where the supporting squads are, so you're not walking in front of them. That's all I have. Thank you.
Roger, thank you, sir. There's nothing wrong. Like you don't have to, like when you're breaking contact. If your bound is to the rear, basically, you want to go straight back. You don't have to go straight back. You can do a sort of a half circle if you catch my drift. Like whatever you need to do to allow your supporting element to actually fucking shoot past you, or put fire on the enemy. So just try to keep that shit in mind. But thank you, sir. 1-4.
Thank you, sir. Nothing from 1-4.
Roger. How many heat rounds did you start with?
10. 4 on each of the gunners and 2 on me.
Roger. You're black now?
Hey, firm. The T-15's trophy system, or whatever it's called, 8, 2 or 3 heat.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad I know that now. Good job on those AT shots. There were some really nice keyhole shots early on those first couple of Vicks through the trees. But yeah, good job. And good job maneuvering on the vehicles, at least. That's well. That's what I meant to say. But that's really all I had. Actually, Sergeant Malotki, did we have any medical issues or incidents?
Thank you, LT. We did have one mask has on one of the, I guess, command buildings near the breach point. But it was quickly resolved. I did notice that there were some comms issues at that point in time, as well as breaking immersion, some really, really low frame rates. So it made it a little bit more difficult, but we were able to manage it.
Roger, thank you, sir. I heard the comms jamming called up. I don't have any comms jamming. I don't have the ability to put down any comms jamming, so I don't know where that came from. If one of those vehicles I used has that kind of fucking thing, then I guess have the accident, but it didn't seem to slow you guys fucking down. Specialist Campbell, you got a comment?
Yes, thank you, LT. I believe the comm issues really were a major case of tinnitus for most of the platoon.
Those machine guns.
Specialist now.
I think, Lieutenant, my comment was along the same vein as that. There was just a ton of. It sounded like it was multiple machine guns just on full cycle. It felt like a minute and a half or longer. Just killed my frames and my ears. I also had a question. It seemed that I was hit in my head and bleeding right after I had been downed, and then when I got up, I had no entries on my body. So I was just curious to see if I had been healed or what happened there. Thanks, Lieutenant.
It might have been me at one point. Somebody made a call for a blood or whatever, and there was no medics, and then I just I healed a couple guys. It might have been one of you there.
Copy that. Thanks, Lieutenant.
Let's see, who else do we have? Sergeant Archer.
Thank you, LT. I do have an idea of what caused that issue tonight, but I'll save it and just because of time.
All right, Roger. Lieutenant Clay.
Thank you, Lieutenant. I think I also might have saw something when you put down the T-14. Something got triggered that said hard kill mode, and then everything just started going to ape shit with the guys firing and frame rates just absolutely plummeting.
Yeah, I saw that text, and I don't know what the fuck is up with that.
He said
I'll
you
just
will
not use that
withdraw.
fucking vehicle anymore. All
Thank
right. All right. If that's it, I really do want to let you guys. We have 1 minute, so you guys are fucking dismissed. Outstanding job, and I will see you guys.
That's going to do it for the stream.
Next thing we do.
I think we've got potentially a fun up on Thursday night. Otherwise, I will see you Friday night for 3-2's squad training.
User left your channel. User left your channel. User left your channel. User left